Hello everybody and welcome back to Casual Gamer Oz as we move into a new season here in F1 2017 Career Mode. Season 8, our second season with Ferrari as we move into the Australian Grand Prix. A race that we've never won before, a race that we've only qualified as high as 6, and it's one of the 5 Grand Prix that we have never ever won. And after the disappointment of last year's championship where we only managed to finish in 3rd, it is now our chance to redeem ourselves heading into our second season of Ferrari. So let's get into this. Now, one thing I will say I forgot to do is I forgot to put the number 62 back on my car, so I'm still driving around with the number 1 on my car. Sorry about that, Lewis Hamilton, because I know you are the number 1 technically, given that you, of course, did win the Season 7, championship, so I will have to fix that up ahead of China. Now, of course, there was a few calls for me to change the difficulty level back, moving it up a little bit now that I'm driving for Ferrari, but I'm just going to keep it at 60 just for the time being because we want to at least win one championship with Ferrari, and I'm going to say I threw away last year's championship more so than anything else. So again, we are Casual Gamer Oz, so you've got to give us a little bit of leeway, folks, and I reckon Season 9 and Season 10 we will up it no matter what to see how we fare in those seasons. Now here, they want us to be on the front row, and we're falling back slightly here. What did I say? We were 6th last season, so currently in 4th. Improvement on our best ever grid spot here at our home Grand Prix. We should always factor into the fact this is our home Grand Prix, not just because I'm Australian, but we have Ben Waterworth listed as an Australian driver. Can we get there on the front row? We're going to get 3rd. Oh. Further back than we like by 1 spot, you dickhead Jeffrey. I think that's the first ever time I've ever qualified 3rd on this game, is it not? No, I qualified 3rd back in Italy, Season 6. So, I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. I will take it. Our teammate took pole, so that's good. And let's look ahead now to race day and see if we can finally win the Australian Grand Prix. In fact, that we're going to try now. So, the 5 races we have never won before, including, we are obviously lumping in the ones that we've sort of rigged to help ourselves, but we've never won Australia, Bahrain, Singapore, and Abu Dhabi. So 4 races is it that we've not won. Australia, Bahrain, on Malaysia. We've never won Malaysia, weirdly enough. So there's the 5 races: Australia, Bahrain, Singapore, Malaysia, and Abu Dhabi. All non-European races. There's a little fact for you. Take the lead in our rivalry. We're going to drop a couple of spots back. We're going to try a race. Alrighty. So, let's do this. Let's win the Australian Grand Prix. We've never finished higher than 9th here. That goes to show the poor run of form we have had here at Albert Park. And again, this is a circuit that I do like. Remember what happened last year? Damaged our front wing, they got spun out, and we ended up finishing 20th. We ended up finishing the race. We had 3 retirements last season. First time we had had retirements. But our second half of the season was poor compared to our first half. First half of the season, of course, in the first 10 races last season, we only lost 3 Grand Prix. Whereas, second half, well, we actually only ended up winning 3. So, that's kind of the parallels there. Alright. Of course, we got a bit of an engine upgrade in the off-season. We'll put it onto rich mode to start this race. 4, 5, Season 8 is go, go, go at Albert Park. Season 8 of F1 2017 Career Mode. We're going to get bulked down here. We'll have to brake there, otherwise I would have gone straight into the back and I would have damaged my front wing. And we're just going to try and play the long game here. Don't want to lose it into the first corner. We're coming into turn 3 here. Turn 3, we can take the lead. Oh, we do clip the Mercedes, but we don't damage the front wing. I think we did get a little bit of damage. Yep, Jeff's saying it, but it's not a coloured damage. So if we do get a minor bit of damage, it stays green on our map there, which it has. And you can't really feel it on the car. So the most minutest of damage there, and we don't get a penalty. And that is what we wanted here, folks. We have taken the lead of our home Grand Prix. Fantastic. We're going to put it back to standard. And we're going to rest ourselves here at the front of this race. My goal this season is to just win everything. Particularly these first 5 races, 2 of which I've never won before, this one and Bahrain. Should have really won Bahrain last year. But we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We know what happened last season in Belgium and Hungary. Talked ourselves up a lot. But here we go. First ever time we can say we have led our home Grand Prix. We crossed the line in first. We've led a lap at Albert Park. And we've set the fastest lap too. I do believe we set the fastest lap last year from memory. So far so good here in Melbourne. And of course Vettel won this race last time around, season 7 here on Casual Gamer Oz at F1 2017. I believe we're in our 3rd last season. And if you've watched all of these races, Shedmeister, congratulations. Fastest first sector there. Speeding our way through. It's Hamilton in second. He's taken the position away from Vettel, the reigning world champion. Of course, 7 seasons of F1 2017 and 2 of F1 2016 on Casual Gamer Oz. For 9 total seasons. Hamilton has officially won, what has he won, 4? 5. He's won 5. Vettel's won 3. I've won 1. So, there you go. We can't win the most. We can win the second most, so if we win the remaining 3 World Championships, we'll become a 4-time World Champion and overtake Vettel in terms of how many he's won this time around in Casual Gamer Oz. Nice if somebody else could win the championship, but we've not seen that. Even Kimi Raikkonen couldn't win the championship. As we extend our lead here. Down, start, finish straight. Perfect fastest lap. DRS is enabled. And we extend our lead here out the front. It's weird to kind of want Vettel to be second again after obviously the end of last season where we were doing everything in our power to try and take him out, weren't we? But as long as Hamilton and Vettel can kind of keep taking points away from each other, they're the ones that will be challenging us for the championship. We got 3rd in that little battle last year. After not only did Vettel not win it, I ended up taking him out. That was such a fun last race. I tried to take him out in an effort to catch up to Hamilton, but then I basically let Hamilton win the race. So in order to save the championship for Vettel, I tried to take out a few cars on the line. I technically retired from that Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And, yeah, that was a disastrous way to end the season and end the race. And for Hamilton to sneak through for the World Championship, well, there you go. Anyway, we're in Season 8 here. Of course, we won the World Championship in Season 5 for Toro Rosso. 3rd in our first season for Ferrari. 10 wins last season, 10 wins the season before, but obviously we're a little bit more consistent in Season 5, hence why we ended up taking the championship. So we will do our best this time around to win our 2nd World Championship. 2.6 second gap there to our teammate. Thank you, Jeffrey. It's good to know. Very good to know. Hold on to this. We only have 4 Grand Prix that we've never won at. If we can tick off at Bahrain, there'll only be 3 that we've never won at. Yes, obviously, I realise that there are 3 Grand Prix out there. Hungary, Monaco and Japan that we technically rigged to win. But if you want to be 100% technical with that, we would have won Hungary last year to kind of get our first proper victory there. Had I not decided to zoom out of the car to look at my helmet. I ended up finishing 2nd in that race. So Japan and Monaco are obviously the 2 that we always struggle at, particularly Monaco. Japan, I feel, is a circuit we are sort of underestimating ourselves at. But we'll see how we go a lot later on this year. Be nice to try and win more than 10 races. 13 in a season, of course, is the overall record by Shui. And Vettel tied that record, I believe, did he not, from memory? Bastard. as we get ready to start our last lap. Let's go up to rich mode because we've got plenty of fuel in the tank. May as well. Final lap of the race. 2.2 seconds clear of Hamilton, so worst case scenario we find ourselves getting a 2-second penalty for anything moving forward here. Then we will be safe, but we don't want that happening, of course. So we will not be striving for that. Concentrate here. Fastest sector there of anyone in the entire Grand Prix. We go purple. That's what we want. And it'd be nice to win. First Australian to ever win, of course, at Albert Park in an officially sanctioned Formula One Grand Prix World Championship event. 3.2 seconds out clear of Hamilton. So it's in the bag. We've just got to make sure that we bring that bag home. At this present time, it looks like we can do if we can just make it around here into the last set of corners. My grandstand on the left, where I've sat the last 2 seasons, just on the left there. And we come down the main straight to win the Australian Grand Prix. Our very first time we've won at Albert Park. Boom! Fastest lap ended with it too. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jeffrey. It was a good job. There's only 4 Grand Prix we've never won now, folks. So it's Bahrain, Singapore, Malaysia, and Abu Dhabi to try and tick off the bucket list this season. As we win our home Grand Prix. There we go.
Wherever you go, anywhere in the world,
yes.
the prancing horse flags are dominant in the
very happy crew there.
and they're out in force again.
Very happy Australian. That is not the Australian Grand Prix trophy, but guess we can't be perfect. Same top 3 as the World Championship last season. My teammate a little bit of spray there, why not? And we have Baldy McBald there and Maurizio McMauricio. Perfect start to the season. We don't really need to look at anything much there, do we? Not at all. Alright, cool. Moving forward. We perfect start to the season. That's what we wanted. So we'll just see how our reputation obviously will increase here, given that we have, of course, improved. And we'll just wait and find out what's going on here. Yep. Perfect. Righty. Nearly won that rivalry. We get our reputation up a little bit more. Cool. And cool, there'll be an invitation here that we're not going to accept, and there's Jonathan going to be blah, 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 blah. Alright, thank you for tuning in. We're going to be in China next round, of course. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and we appreciate any feedback you want to give us. Thank you for tuning in here to Casual Gamer. I'll speak to you next time. Good night.